Skinners. Just kidding. What's happening, man? I'm DimeBag from your boys Pantera. There's your man right there. Did you cut it off?
Welcome to Not My Reality. I'm your host, as always, Vince Stradamus. Thank you for joining us for this one. Can you believe it's soon to be 20 years since beloved metal guitar player DimeBag Darrell and 3 other lives were ended by a crazed fan? I mean, that's a fan. I'd hate to see what an enemy is. Let's take a detailed look at what happened that fateful night and see what the aftermath was with the band members, some even accusing other band members of instigating. Why did this happen? It's going to be quite detailed. It's just a warning. Let's take a look at December 8th, 2004, and the horror that took place.
Last December, heavy metal band Damageplan took the stage at the Alrosa Villa. During their first set, more than 200 anxious fans packed the concert hall to hear the group and one of the country's most known guitarists, DimeBag Darrell Abbott, play. But just a few minutes into their first song, trouble broke out.
It's a parody. If you don't have a sense of humor, go. Welcome. Is this my reality? Is this your reality? On December 8, 2004, the band Damageplan was in the midst of the Devastation Across the Nation tour, where the band performed at the Alrosa Villa. It was a large nightclub in Columbus, Ohio. A crowd of approximately 250 had watched 4 supporting acts. But moments into Damageplan's set, a 25-year-old former Marine and total piece of fucking shit, Nathan Gale, jumped onto the stage. He drew his 9mm Beretta and shot Darrell in the head 5 times. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Some in attendance initially believed the shooting was part of the act, but as Gale, he continued shooting, the audience quickly came to the realization that the event was not staged.
You can see shooter Nathan Gale in a black jacket and baseball cap charging on a stage and pulling out a gun. He was headed straight for DimeBag Darrell, the band's lead guitarist.
Firing a total of 15 shots, Gale killed 3 other people and wounded 7 more. Jeff Mayhem Thompson, the band's head of security, he was killed trying to subdue Gale. Alrosa Villa employee Erin Halk was also killed. Audience member Nathan Bray was killed while trying to perform CPR on Darrell and Thompson. It was rumored that one crowd member leapt in front of the perpetrator, saving the lives of several band members. Damageplan's drum technician, John Katz Brooks, he was shot 3 times as he attempted to disarm Gale, but he was overpowered and he was the one taken hostage in a headlock hold.
The crowd, shocked, unbelievably didn't move. Someone on stage cried for help.
Call 911, somebody!
While DimeBag Darrell lays on stage with band members, even fans trying to resuscitate him, there's chaos.
The tour manager, Chris Paluksa, he was also injured in the process. Responding within 3 minutes to a dispatch call made at 10:15 p.m., 7 police officers had just entered through the front entrances and they were moving toward the stage.
Police say minutes after Gale shot DimeBag, he takes a hostage and reloads his gun behind a speaker. In a matter of 5 minutes, Gale fired 15 shots before Officer James Niggemeyer took him down with 1 single shot.
Officer James Niggemeyer came in through the back door behind the stage. Now Gale had only saw the officers in the front of the stage, but he did not see Niggemeyer, who was armed with a 12-gauge Remington, approaching him from the opposite side of the stage, past a group of security guards. He saw Gale lift his gun to Brooks' head. Niggemeyer fired a single shot, striking Gale in the face with 8 of the 9 buckshot pellets, killing him instantly. Good. Gale found to have 35 rounds of ammunition left. 2 fans, including Minnie Reese, a registered nurse, administered CPR on Darrell until paramedics arrived. But they were unable to revive him, and he was pronounced dead on the scene.
A single shot that saved lives. Moments later, Officer Niggemeyer steps in front of the camera, shotgun in hand, a blank look on his face.
The question is why? Why did this happen? Early speculation about motives suggested that Gale, who was once a fan of Pantera, might have turned to violence in response to the breakup of the band, or the public dispute between Darrell and Anselmo. That dispute we'll get to in a moment. These were ruled out by investigators. In VH1's documentary, Behold the Music, Damageplan sound engineer Aaron Barnes stated that the whole time, after shooting DimeBag, Gale was looking for Vinny, possibly planning to murder him too. Another conjecture was that Gale believed Darrell had stolen a song that he had written. This was not the first time that Gale engaged in, say, on-stage violence. About 6 months prior to the shooting, Gale got into an altercation at a Damageplan concert in Cincinnati, in which he damaged $5,000 worth of equipment, and he had to be removed from the stage by security. As if that wasn't enough, Pantera's Vinnie Paul blamed Dime's murder on Phil Anselmo's words. Bassist Rex Brown looked back on the bitter feud between Phil Anselmo and the late Abbott brothers and said Vinnie Paul had blamed Anselmo for Dimebag Darrell's death. Pretty heavy words. Pantera had already been disbanded for a year, and the Abbott brothers' relationship with Anselmo had been suffering for even longer. The singer and the brothers had been drifting apart in the early, what do they call those, the aughts? The one with the double zeros. And they exchanged some harsh words following the band's breakup, including a 2004 interview with Metal Hammer, where Anselmo said Dimebag Darrell deserves to be beaten severely. Yep. Anselmo said Dimebag Darrell deserves to be beaten severely. After the tragedy, Vinnie Paul's relationship with Anselmo deteriorated even further, as Brown says that the drummer blamed Phil Anselmo for the death of his younger brother. Quote, Vinnie would not have anything to do with Phil, period. He thought that was the reason his brother was dead. I disagree with that. I think this was a nut that had already been out there planning and premeditating whatever move he was going to make. Anselmo's words had nothing to do with it. At the time, police dismissed any notions that Anselmo's statements had any effect on this deranged fan, but they gave no official motive for the murder either. Other theories suggest that the murderer convinced himself that Pantera had been stealing his song ideas, and he wanted to take revenge. If that doesn't sound like a shitty movie, I don't know what does. Dimebag Darrell is buried beside his mother Caroline and his brother Vinny at the Moore Memorial Garden Cemetery in Arlington, Texas. It's hard to believe it's going on 20 years since Dimebag's life was needlessly taken and 3 others. But what do you think? Where's Dimebag rank on your list of great guitar players? Is he up there? Did you not know who he was? Leave a comment down below. Now, was this the heinous act of a fucking piece of shit psychopath that our military probably broke? I'm not even bringing up MK Ultra. Yeah, this guy was a fucking piece of shit psychopath. But you gotta ask, did Phil Anselmo's words influence his killer? We don't know. But when you call for violence, sometimes a crazy fuck is gonna take it literally and do something. Just think about that. Just happened recently. Rest in peace, Dimebag Darrell. Rock on with your bad self. Hey, say hello to Nickelback Nick too when you're there. Leave a comment, guys. Let's get the fuck out of here. For some reason, I got a case of the munchies. See you at the 7-Eleven. Do those even exist anymore? Peace.